This is John Sterling, and you're watching Billy the Bat Boy's Corner.
What is going on, guys? Billy Pinckney here alongside the legendary Frank the Tank Fleming. Frank, how's it going, man?
All right, just getting frustrated with New Jersey with the trying to get my mail forwarded.
Unbelievable. Yeah, you're just telling me, before we get to any Mets talk about your experience here with the Postal Service. What's going on?
It's like I can't get anything done.
Unbelievable.
I haven't gotten any mail in all week.
Hopefully that gets figured out soon, but the Mets offseason we got to talk about so far. Quite interesting. We got to get your take and your thoughts on how you believe the offseason is going.
As good as the Hindenburg. I mean, it couldn't be more of a disaster. It truly is getting worse all the time.
Yeah. I mean, the thing that's most difficult, I feel, is that the Mets are in a situation where they got to get players in, and why would a player want to play for the Mets right now if they don't have a manager, if they don't have an official GM, which it looks like they're going to officially hire very shortly. But what do you believe his first few moves should be?
Getting to work at signing people, keeping Marcus Stroman so we don't lose another damn pitcher.
I mean, yeah, speaking of losing pitchers, Syndergaard over to the Angels, were you expecting that, or did that just come out of nowhere for you?
It came out of nowhere.
Unreal. How'd you take that?
It takes me as the Mets are totally inept and total failures. They can't do anything right.
Yeah, I mean, the Yankees also announced that they added Luis Rojas, former Mets manager, to their coaching staff. What's your opinion on that?
Did you hear what he said? He said that he feels that the Mets organization is ill-equipped to ever handle anything properly, and he feels that now he's in an organization that he could succeed. And you're gonna love this. The Mets are interested in trading back for Steven Matz and are prepared to offer Ronnie Mauricio and Brett Beatty to get him back.
Oh my God, they're dumping all their prospects.
And it is just stunningly stupid organization.
Yeah, I mean, when you trade all these guys away, you're not going to have many prospects to come up and succeed at the big league level then.
They'll trade Beatty and Mauricio to get back the same Max that was mediocre.
I don't know.
Yeah. Mediocre Max.
When you look back at that World Series rotation, I saw that picture again the other day. That was on the magazine cover. And you see all those guys, a bunch of studs on that cover. And then just like, what happened since 2015? They're all gone.
Yep, and DeGrom will be gone soon.
What do you think, of free agency or just he wants to get out of there?
Well, he'll opt out.
It's a shame. It's a shame. You think with Steve Cohen, though, things would, change, a little change of culture?
Well, nothing has changed.
Yeah.
It's the same shit.
Yeah. So say I were Steve Cohen, all right, and you could have a little convo with me. What would you tell me to do? What would you tell Steve Cohen to do right now?
What I would do is I'd tell him to start opening your goddamn wallet. Otherwise, it's going to be a disaster.
Yeah. I mean, do you think bringing Baez makes sense, bringing them back?
Yes, it does, and they won't.
You don't think they will?
Nope.
Yeah, I mean, there's other options out there. Starling Marte.
Won't get him.
You don't think so?
Nope.
Could be on the Yankee, could be a Philly. A couple other teams interested, but it's tough. It's funny because the Yankees fans always crucify the ownership for not spending money, but when you look at the Mets too, I mean, they're not spending as much as you would think this far along.
Yeah, well, the Mets are a total disaster, and you're going to see this year it will be the worst offseason the Mets have ever had.
Yeah, it's almost like a delayed start because of that whole search for the GM and manager. And speaking of manager, do you think Buck Showalter would be a nice fit? Do you think that's possible?
Yes, but he scares me a little bit. His last few years in Baltimore were a disaster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, he didn't have all the resources available to him. It was the beginning, it looks like, of that whole rebuild process where they were dumping all the guys. And does he want to then go back to a team that's not quite in a rebuilding spot, but also in a spot where, they're bouncing back and forth between, are we rebuilding or are we going to compete? And what you mentioned before with Steven Matz and that trade, possibly that you're getting rid of more prospects. And how do you expect to, have a nice future?
It's insanity.
Yeah.
It's total insanity.
Yeah, well, Frank, any closing thoughts on where the Mets are headed in this direction of the offseason headed into December? It's already December. Time goes fast in the offseason.
Yep, and the Mets are like Milt in Office Space. They're handing the cake down the line. He doesn't get a slice.
Unbelievable. Well, Frank, I appreciate you coming on, and hopefully the Mets figure some things out in the next coming weeks. We'll see what happens.
No, they won't.
We'll see you guys next time.
Hey guys, it's Tom McCarthy, the voice of the Philadelphia Phillies. You're listening to Billy the Bat Boy's Corner.